Okay.
Need some theme music now.
Why is this? Well, you know what I have to do? I have to go and change the name of the.
Yeah, we're not playing Fallout 3 from the start.
Nope.
Fallout 3. I have never played any of those games, actually.
I bought it off the Steam sale for like really, really cheap, and I've just started playing it. And why is this? Oh, it's because it's going to the past broadcasts. Past broadcasts.
Someone's computer speed is affecting the call. Not mine.
No.
Somebody's.
It's
gotta be that guy.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not.
No, not you. That guy. Oh, that one.
Oh, I know
Why
why.
is my picture reversed?
No, my scan is done.
I don't know why. It always does that.
Not mine.
Whenever I go into
Because my window. Yeah.
yeah, last time I remember your window. I remember it being on your
It's like
opposite side.
touching itself. Yeah.
I don't know why. It always does that.
Okay.
Whenever I go
whatever.
into
I'll have to remember.
I don't know. It's not my computer because I'm not scanning and I have nothing open.
yeah,
Right.
last time I remember your window. I remember
And
it being on your opposite side.
yeah, because your quality's fine,
I don't know why.
his isn't. So
Okay. Oh, does that mean I gotta go move over?
I don't know. It's not my
This bloody
computer
camera.
because
Hold on.
I'm not
Shift it
scanning
a
and I have
little bit.
nothing.
I had it all set up.
Last time I remember your window. I remember it being on. Okay. Eric, you want to say
Your
something?
quality's fine. Bless you. His so
My computer speed is. Yeah, it's my computer.
shot yourself. Bad. I need to shave it. Like this just looks
I
like
had it
it's.
all set up.
Or I should just grow it full on. Just
Well, you should just grow
Eric, you
full
wanna
on,
say
sure.
something?
bless you. Yeah.
My computer.
Like,
speed
if I do
is- yeah,
this-
it's my computer.
It gets huge. Shot yourself. Bad.
Oh, there we go.
I need to shave it. Like this just looks like it's goddamn big.
See, when I was young, I was like, oh, I wish I could shave, and I wish it could grow in good, because it was very patchy, kind of here and a little bit into here, and then I don't know, all of a sudden it's just, it's like, God, it's such a pain in the ass now. It's just a pain. I wish I didn't have to shave. See, when I was young, I was like, oh, I wish I could shave, and I wish it could.
It just
grow in
locked
good,
up,
'cause
and
it
I
was
see
very
all
patchy,
beard.
kind of here and a little
Okay.
bit here and then.
I think I got the sound properly.
I don't know, all of a sudden.
Plus, it's blonde. It grew out blonde here for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe you're getting old. My beard started going a little bit red, like some of the hairs, and then eventually it began to turn white. So I've got some. I was like, jeez, I'm getting freaking old.
All right. So I'm going to start the stream. I'm going to mute you guys and. This is the podcast.
Well, shit.
Wait. We're doing it right now?
This is the Richter Scale, your source for everything Blizzard. From coast to coast, here's your hosts, Richter, Reagan, and Rosa. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the Richter Scale. I'm your host, Richter. Tonight we got with us Reagan, as usual. Tristan's got some wife aggro, and we've got a special guest of
Wife.
Stone from...
Wife aggro.
Yeah, wife aggro. Stone...
Tristan's 19. He's nowhere close to having a wife.
So, yeah, he doesn't have a wife. But we also have Stone from WoW Challenges. Again, if you guys seen this from he was here as a special guest as one of our other episodes. So yeah, how's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Um, I'm not enjoying the weather. I could be better,
It's
but
hot. Goddamn hot.
yeah, it's way too hot. I'm not enjoying the weather, but it is what it is, right?
Thankfully, my base, because I live, my area is now at the basement of my old house that I used to live in like 6 years ago. So it's really cold down here. But upstairs, it's just death, and more death. But down here, I can actually freeze. It's ridiculous.
I just have the AC on all the time.
Yeah, we our temperatures out here not too bad actually. It was hovering around 23, 24, which to us,
Oh my God.
it's like, I personally prefer it high and
Not as high as it's been here.
but it just means we're coming into the end of the summer, and and when we're getting to like 23, and overnight we're like getting the 12s and 16s and all that kind of stuff. It means, oh man,
Not here.
summertime's almost over. No, oh, you got higher, yeah.
We hit 42. Yes, 2 days ago.
Oh, I would love that
It's hot.
temperature.
I am a big guy. Heat and me, we don't go together. I get spoiled. I'm like fine red wine out in the hot sun. I get spoiled.
I just don't like heat. I love the cold. I hate the snow. Love the cold.
Yeah. Well, you're in a place where you got lots of snow last year, so
We had snowbanks twice as high as me.
you had what, 16-foot snowbanks or something like that?
It was fucking stupid.
Wow.
Yet we just hit 42 goddamn degrees the other day.
Ours won't get that high, but we still get some snow. And for us, it's like, oh, we got snow, but it's not as bad as up north or out east or some. So
I live in the Maritimes. It's just
oh yeah, you'll
bad.
get lots of storms.
Our weather like Florida times 6.
West
Full of
Coast
snow.
represent.
You're like, oh, look at all that slush.
Snow.
Yeah. So, other than the weather, we'll go with the special guest this week. Stone, what have you been up to in the world of Blizzard this week?
World of Blizzard. Well, I actually started playing a little bit of Heroes of the Storm.
I saw that last night.
Oh my god, I've been playing that
played
all day.
2 games.
need
And
more
I
than that.
played Vala, the ranged
Yeah, Demon
assassin or
Hunter.
whatever. And it was okay. We had a group of 3, so we got 2 people that would join on a quick match. And the first game went okay. We lost both of them, but the second one, the other 2 people were very critical about how we were playing because I was so new. But otherwise, it was okay. But I'm generally a World of Warcraft guy, so more mount farming and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I have not been able to spend a lot of time in WoW only because I've been working on website stuff and real life stuff. And hopefully, when the kids go to school in about 2 to 3 weeks, unless there's a strike, which there probably will be, it means that maybe I can play a little bit more during the day and not have to deal with the kiddies.
I just realized why my internet is terrible. My son is watching me do the podcast. So he's on in the other thing, and everybody else is watching Netflix and stuff like that. So that 50 megabits per second that I'm supposed to be having is probably just getting torn to pieces. So, T-Man, I know you're listening to this. Shut off the stream. You can watch it later.
And let's look at Richter's image, see if it improves
Exactly.
anytime soon.
So, Eric, what have you been up to in World of Blizzard this week?
More and more and more Diablo, like usual. I've been trying to play every every new set before it's released, just so I can have an idea of what's going to be overpowered, what's not going to be overpowered. So far, Barb's got a new build like 2 days ago that's just wrecking face. It's just ridiculous. Same gear, just different build. Someone just figured it out one day. They're like, hey, this is broken. and I'm trying that out, or I'm trying to get the gear for it. I'm missing a weapon, which is very important for the build, but I will eventually get it. I think the PTR is going to be ending either tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be going live on I think it's live on Tuesday because that's the 24th, right? That's when season 3 ends.
No, that'd be the
I don't know.
well,
Monday. Monday is when it ends. So yeah, probably.
yeah. I don't know.
They're pushing everything out on Monday. It seems as if they're pushing everything out on Monday because the TGT thing's supposed to be on Monday as well. So maybe they're doing a Monday release this time. I don't know.
It's possible, yeah. And also today I woke up to text messages from my sister upstairs saying that I needed to come upstairs and play Heroes with her and her boyfriend. So I played Heroes for like 7 hours straight today.
You should have messaged me. I would
I
have been
did.
there. Oh, did you? Oh
I
yeah,
did all day.
I was asleep until 12, and then I work graveyard.
You
So
calling me out? No, I called you out.
I suppose you're right.
See, I played Heroes when it was alpha, and I actually liked it. It was fun, and then I just started getting back more into raids and all that stuff, and then it felt I like it, but I'm afraid to play it a lot because I think it's going to take away time from WoW. And right now, pretty much all of my stuff is WoW based. So basically, what I think what I really want to play is Overwatch. Overwatch. I haven't played a first-person shooter game since Duke Nukem 3D and maybe Quake 3. So that's like a long time ago. But when I see Overwatch, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. And I'm sure I'll be playing that a ton.
It does look really fun.
Yeah.
Did you watch the preview trailer for it?
I've seen. Yeah,
I
I've
feel
seen
like
quite
I
a
feel
few
like
of them.
I feel like Blizzard hired Pixar to make that video.
Well, some of them are pretty good.
Greetings.
Hello, little one. Good night.
Okay, have a good night. Okay. Yeah, it's late for him right now. It's 10:15, but there's no school.
Yeah.
So we don't care.
So
If it was a school night, it'd be long gone.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I played. I was like, I don't want to play any of my other characters that I've been playing forever. What am I gonna play? I'm really bored. I want to do damage. Falstad looks fun. I've had him forever. Let's click on Falstad. Played Falstad game 1. I did terrible. I was like, how does anybody play Falstad? I don't know how people are doing it. Second game, I figured it out, and I did 186,000 siege damage and 50-ish thousand hero damage. It was disgusting. I made 25,000 experience contribution that game. I was happy.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Me personally, I have been playing a lot of Hearthstone. They had the new Tavern Brawl up to try and see some of the cards that are going to be, and some it's just okay decks that they made. One was a Joust deck, one was an Inspire deck, and to see how they kind of go and everything like that, which was fun. So I played, I think 10 games. I did 10 wins of those, and then I go in there and do my quests every day. A bit of WoW. I've got a rogue up to 30 now on Airy Peak in the CTR guild, and then what else do I got? Been playing a bit with my wife, and I think I really want to make a healer for Legion.
What's going on with healers and Legion?
I don't know. I've always mained a warlock, right? And
It's weird. Like tanking DPS. You've never mained a healer.
No,
Really?
Like you've played healers.
I've played healers, but I've always
Man.
mained either a DK tank or warlock. That's basically all I've ever played. I used to actually before DK was a pally tank. I was either pally tank, DK tank, or I was a warlock. And I don't know. I've been kind of wanting to branch out. I've been playing my shaman a bit, and it's all right, but it's just the feel. It doesn't feel
Broken.
well. It's not broken. Like warlocks have never really been too broken.
What level are you as a shaman right now?
35.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah, but it's just
Oh, yeah.
it's just it is
wait.
what it is, right? Like I like priests, but and I like the sound of what they're doing. They're bringing back in Legion there, because they've talked a bit about what's happening with some of the classes in Legion, and so what they want to do to some of the changes. And the priest discipline spec sounds fun because
What were they
well
do with priests?
well the big thing with them is all they basically do is bubble. So what they're gonna do is you're gonna still be able to bubble, but if you want to heal and you want to heal those people that are bubbled, you're gonna have to do damage to the boss.
That's basically how old
That-
discipline was.
Yeah,
Like in
that's how it
expansion.
was. That was what Cataclysm. How it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. That's when I played a priest, and it was discipline priest, and you bubble a bunch of people, and then you just sit there and DPS the boss, and your heals go up because every point of damage you do was a point of healing towards the people that you had a bubble on.
It wasn't exactly 100% crossover.
No.
But it was.
Yeah, but okay. Which spec is it? Is it Holy that does the smite healing?
Yeah.
No, that's discipline.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
discipline.
is it discipline?
Yep.
So I guess they're getting rid of that.
No, I think
Good.
that got switched into smite.
Okay.
And then now they're taking that out of, or got that switch into Holy, and they're going to take that out of Holy, put it back into Discipline. Holy's going to be just strictly healing. Shadow's going to be your DPS, and then you're going to have your hybrid kind of
Yep.
class.
I don't think I've ever mained a healer. It's always been tanking or DPS.
I've done everything.
I have healed, but I've never mained it.
Yeah.
Like if I were to main it, I think I'd screw my guild over.
I've never mained a
have to
DPS.
Find a tank. No? Oh, it's fun
No.
times, man.
No,
I
he's never mained one, but I've always made him tank.
Yeah.
We don't have...
Every guild I've ever been in is like, we need a tank. You're geared.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. You should tank. And I'm like, I don't want to tank. Like, you
What?
should tank. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, and I find when I needed a change, being able to just pew stuff. Yeah, you got to get out of fire and all this stuff, but it's such a different kind of more of a laid back. You don't need to worry about taunting. You don't need to worry about all this other stuff, right? Because there's a lot to do as like healing too. I mean, tanking and healing, they're core.
Yeah.
Core. Deeps is, I found to be easy.
I've played a lot. I've played every DPS class. I just never played one class for DPS for a long period of time. It was always like, oh, someone else wants to tank today? Okay, I guess I'll go play my warrior.
Me,
or
me
something.
on the other hand, it's like, I've got a warlock.
That's why next expansion, Survival Hunter. Not touching nothing else. Nobody can fucking make me do anything. Survival Hunter. Playing that melee hunter. They ruin it. I'm quitting WoW.
So
Quitting.
I don't know. It is what it is. I've also been playing Heroes. I've been doing those the way they changed the ranking in Hero League. You have to do 20. At least they changed it from 25 to 20, but you have to do 20 pre-matches. Their placement matches before you get placed between rank 50 and 1. And so it's just everybody got put into those. So you have all these rank 1 players lately that you just run into, and they're like 3 or 4 like ranked people, and it's just I've been losing by like 4 or 5 levels. Like you either win by 4 levels or you lose by 4 levels. And it's a lot of fun, and if you've got a couple people that you're playing with, it's great even if you're losing. But if you're solo queuing it is just I'm just biting the pillow. There's no
I'm level
Vaseline.
29 now.
Oh, are you? Nice.
I'm almost level 30. I'm like halfway there.
I'm level 3.
I'm almost 34.
We managed to get my sister from level 1 to 8 today.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's a lot of fun, and like what you were saying before, Stone, about you know, you not wanting to get too much into it because you know you don't want it to take away from WoW and stuff like that. Is the what I found about it is that you'll get to a point where you've lost 4 or 5 games and you won't touch it for like 4 or 5 days. Like you'll play a bunch and then you'll be like, okay, I need to take a break. And like me and Tristan and Eric, we used to play it like nonstop, like every day, all the time. And then it was
when
just
it
like
first was out officially.
Yeah, when we first got into it, and then it was just like, okay, we've been losing quite a bit lately. Let's just take a break, go and do some other stuff.
Let's go play WoW. Let's go level some characters.
So,
which I still want to level up my mage just because I want to have that finished green transmog on a Worgen.
well, oh yeah, I don't know why you and I don't level that. My druid's the same level.
Yeah. Tristan was our tank, right? Or were you the tank?
No, Tristan was. I was a healer.
You were druid healer, he was a druid tank.
Yes.
Right.
Druids.
Yeah, I know. You know what's you want to know what's okay? I love druids. I used to main a druid as well. Like it was the only actually other class that I played that. But the thing that I hated so much about Wrath, and it absolutely drove me absolutely bonkers, is people calling druids fucking doo-doos.
It's so true.
Oh my.
Doo-doos.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's what everybody was calling them. They were calling them doo-doos, like D-U-D-U, all in Wrath. And it was, oh my god, I flipped. I kicked some when I had the guild, when I was running the guild, and I was a nice guild leader. I was a bit of a hard ass, but some people kept on using doo-doo, and it was just ticking me off. I'm like, you say it one more time, you're getting kicked. He's like, what do you
do?
Yeah, and I'm like, boop, you're done. 3 days later, he's like,
it's
please.
So
I've never heard that before. Doo-doo?
Doo-doo, yeah.
It was really big in Wrath.
And
it stopped in Kata for some reason.
Yeah, but
it was still a little bit around, but it was only like
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. It was just, it was what it is.
Have to resurrect that.
I'll never play a druid again. I'm going back into it, and if I hear a doo-doo, I'm going into the character selection screen. I'm gonna delete it, and that'll be it. No more druids ever again.
Oh, you can't just do that.
Oh, you can.
Doo-doo. How the hell did that start?
I don't. Myanmar, crap.
Goddamn Myanmar's.
Yeah. That's where a lot of it was from. So, so there's a little bit of news.
Is there?
Yeah, actually there is. So
I'm surprised. I thought Gamescom was like all the news ever, and then it was like we're gonna have like 6 years of no news.
No, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's coming up. And with that, I'm gonna press the little bumper thing here, and that'll be a thing. So, with that, we'll be right back.
News.
All right, so news. We got some. Start with World of Warcraft first.
Sweet Jesus. I was listening in to see if the sound came up, and I put the volume way too high.
Did the volume come through?
Oh yeah. Oh god, no.
That's actually me and Eric who say news at the end, and we tried to do it like at the same time and record it, but I had to go in and post edit it and put our sound or us saying news together at the same time. It was fun.
News.
But Stone, do you know anything that's happening when that patch is happening?
6.2.2. The first Tuesday of September.
September 1st.
So September 1st, yeah. Finally flying.
But, of course, yeah, there is a but. There is
but.
There's been a little.
No but.
There is a but. Lore on the forums, of course, because it's coming down to communication again. One GM said one thing, one CM said one thing, one CM said another, but basically then later on, Lore said, well, it's supposed to come out on 6.2. But we're just, we tell you to be ready for it, but it's not set in stone.
It's set in this stone. Like, what the hell, man?
But there was a whole bunch of hubbub on the forums about it. That, them not communicating. If you're going to say it's going to be September 1st, then it's got to be September 1st. And yada, 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 BS, gripe.
Is that what the whole MMO champion outbreak or backlash thing was? Because I heard that when 6.2.2 was announced, that there were people complaining about it, and I was like, what are they complaining about? I mean, it's coming out. Like, what's the problem? Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I kind of thought it was going to come out last Tuesday or this past one because we had a 8-hour maintenance window, and the only thing that made me think maybe not was because they never announced flying would come out, because lately when they've been doing patches, they have been announcing, okay, the new patch is coming out, be aware, like the weekend before.
Yeah. This
one they didn't, and I figure for flying to come back, they're going to say something because of all the crap, right? So but there's nothing, right? So now that they announced that 6.2.2, it's like, well, what other patch would it come out with?
I think the reason for the big maintenance came down to is that you have WoW's 6.2.2 is coming out. You have Diablo's 2.4 coming out.
2.3.
2.3, okay.
Sure.
So you have Diablo's 2.3 coming out. You have the TGT coming out. You had Heroes who just dropped Karazim and a huge big patch. So you have all 4 games dropping something. One week it was Karazim and the Heroes patch. The next week it is TGT and Diablo, and then the week after is
WoW.
WoW. And I think because they're such big patches and such big stuff that they needed to be able to put them all in and then fix out the kinks and bugs and be able to have it, okay, if there is a problem with it launching live on September 1st, they're not going to spend 8 hours putting the patch in and then putting it live. They're going to put it live, okay, things are buggy, let's bring it down, and because that's going to be, if it's not working as intended for the 6.2, I feel sorry for Lore. I feel sorry for the Warcraft devs, Twitter, and it'll be a shit show.
Okay, so tell me again. So who was it that announced that 6.2.2 would have flying? Was Lore?
No, it was 6.2.2. It was Ian Hazakostas who said that it was going to be on 6.2.2. That's the biggest thing, that flying will be 6.2.2.
And then Lore came out and said, "Well,
no, that not that it's not going to have flying. That September 1st might not be the patch day. That the 6.2.2 that they said isn't gonna. That might be a different day.
Sure.
So if they have to push it back for a week because Lore was stating that there has been a few hiccups with the flying. Yeah. Some people in the PTR have been getting and being able to fly without finishing the achievements and stuff like that, and that's not as intended. So they want to make sure that things are...
How hard is it to check? Do you have it or not? And if you do, allow the flying mount. Like, I just,
Druid
being
forms.
able to code... Well, but even still, being able to code the back end of my site, it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but when you look at an achievement, when the info comes in, it says you have this or not, and it can't be that hard. It just I don't understand what the problem would be. Like for there to be bugs, it should be a binary yes or no, right?
Yeah. Should be.
Should be. But what do I know? I mean I don't work for them, so I just see the info that I can grab, right?
Yeah.
So
What I've said in previous podcasts, and what I know Blizzard wants to just pump out content, but if it's not ready, they should hold off and
absolutely
make it ready.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's really going to complain if they need to hold off another week or maybe even two, just to make that patch good. Like I felt like the last patch was rushed. It was.
Yeah.
They just wanted to throw it out there and get it out of the way, and it just.
What patch was that? Was that the selfie patch or the?
So not the selfie, the 10.
No.
Oh yeah.
Like the big patch with like the new like the.
Oh yeah, Chinon. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like Blizzard kind of went away from that whole we will release it when we want to and when it's done. Ever since they joined with
Activision.
yeah, because back then it was like, oh, we're gonna release it 1994, and no, it didn't get released until late 1995 because they were like, this game is not good enough, and it feels like when they merged, it was like, or when they got bought out, that they were kind of more pushed to pump this stuff out, right?
It's more being quantity over quality, and it kind of
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. So I would love if they said, hey, 6.2.2, yes, if we're not good to go, so we're gonna wait another week. I'm good.
Yep.
You know, I'm fine. I mean, as long as it's done. Sure.
My subscription comes out every month, regardless if the patch is done or not. I'm still playing, regardless if the patch is out or not. I'm not gonna have flying, regardless if the patch is out or not. So
I saw a really funny picture of. It was a statement that Blizzard made before they released Diablo 1, and it was like saying how. This is back when Blizzard was like still making games for like the SNES and stuff. Back when they were like kind of a smaller company.
Okay.
Back when a lot of people don't even realize Blizzard made SNES games, but it was really funny. It was like a big long paragraph about how Blizzard was like, yeah, we're gonna take our time and make this game great, so everyone, no bugs, no blah blah blah, no matter how long it takes. It was just a funny picture of something Blizzard
D1?
said back in D1.
D1, I remember town killing players all the time, and oh man, people would be so mad.
I used to play D1 on the PS1, so I wasn't online.
Oh, holy cow! I didn't even know it was on that.
It was. It's my first
cool.
experience with Diablo. My brother rented it, and he's like, tossed me a controller. He's like, "You're gonna play this with me," and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, my friend and I, we would we would apply a lot of cheats and hacks and stuff like that, and when they came out with D2, pretty much I think the only real cheat or hack that you could really do was a potion dupe or something like that, or duplication, right?
Yeah,
And,
you could duplicate anything in that game now.
Okay.
Anything.
look at that. I'm fixed.
Are you?
Fixed.
Oh no, I'm not.
I don't see you.
No, you're not.
You're just
There's a
you're
little
spinning.
circle.
Oh, I was fixed for a second.
Oh, you're there. It's not necessarily fixed.
So instead of watching my stream, he went and watched a different stream instead. I told him to go turn off his computer. Yeah.
Bandwidth.
That's
Too much. Too much.
too many packets.
Well, the thing is my house, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are downstairs. Is like we all take the same bandwidth. So 50 megabits per second.
How much?
I've taken on with Windows 10 you can see what you've done for bandwidth and everything like that through a computer. I've done like, what did I say the other day? Like
412 gigabytes.
412 gigs so far this month, just my PC alone.
Is that Ethernet?
Yeah.
Now I gotta go check.
I've got the fucking best internet, and you can probably almost the best internet you probably get in Canada right now.
Yeah.
If I'm hardwired, I get 25.6 megabytes per second.
I get 45.
Megabytes or megabits? I'm talking 250 megabits here.
Oh, I don't know.
How the hell did you get that?
Bell Alliant.
Yeah.
Bell Alliant is. This is what's great about Bell, is Rogers keeps trying to fight off Bell, like, yeah, we're releasing all these new things, and then Bell's like, yeah, we're just gonna up everyone's bandwidth.
I'm with TELUS. I can either go with TELUS or Shaw.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad you can't have fiber op, man. It's so good.
Well, we could with TELUS. I'm waiting for it to come into my area. So, and once I do, I'll be on that because
that's just the greatest thing about Bell is if any other company tries to fight them with bandwidth increases and better internet speeds, Bell just increases how much bandwidth everyone's allowed getting. Bell has said that they could allow everyone to have 100 megabyte per second download speeds if they really wanted. But they're gonna wait until other companies keep pushing it out.
Usually we have to fight for it because over here they're gonna pull it out. Rogers is doing the 250 megabits, and Bell is not even close. So if you even want something, the highest that they offer is like 100 megabits, and if you want to compete against, if you want to match it, you need to call them and say, hey, I'm going to leave. Like you need to get to that step.
yeah.
Usually I need to do that in order for them to price match local high SPs and stuff. So,
But enough about bandwidth. Let's talk about PvP.
PvP.
Yeah. So there's the whole thing with the human racial being really OP and stuff like that. So in the meantime, before Legion and what they're going to change, because if you haven't heard Legion, they're thinking of maybe taking it out or changing the medallion talent that you get with the PvP talents for humans into something else, so they don't get two trinket talents. But in the meantime, all of Horde's racials have been buffed.
Oh, I heard
Really?
that.
Yep. Cooldowns down by half a minute, and stuns up by 1 second.
Yep.
So Blood Elf stuns.
Nice.
Blood Elf silence is 3 second silence now, with a 1.5 minute cooldown. Torrens is a 3 second stun with a 1.5 cooldown. Hardiness, same thing. So in the meantime, that's what they are doing in 6.2.2. So those are things. So
Yeah, I'm not really a PvPer, but to be honest, when I saw some of the changes that were going to come out for the next expansion, I was like, well, it looks like everything's separate now. So like you've got PvP and PvE, and I'm like, I might actually play PvP because it's not so much as your gear and all that; it's your skill and what talents you want to pick too. Right?
Trinkets aren't going to be trinkets and enchants are not going to be in PvP. They're not going to work. So all it is
Trinkets at all?
No trinkets.
Nice.
So trinkets aren't going to be in the PvP. There's only going to be right now. It's for every eye level of gear that you have is a 1% increase in like PvP power. What they're changing so in Legion is every 5 level eye levels is going to be like 0.5 or 1%. So there's only going to be from somebody who comes in with the lowest gear to somebody who has the highest gear. It's only going to be an 8% power difference. So it's basically all going to be down to skill, and the talents that
Except
you
for
choose.
8%, but that's not really that big of a deal.
No, 8%'s nothing. It's really, honestly, 8%'s a skill base. You know, if that's nothing. Like, it sounds like a lot to you and I because you and I are number crunchers.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the PvP, like, the 8%'s not very much. Like, that's, you take a look on an attack, like, that 8%'s not going to do much. 40%, yes. 8%, it's negligible. So,
Not like last expansion,
and
where everyone in full max PvP gear had like 120 goddamn % increased PvP power.
yeah.
What the hell?
So I'm really looking forward to, because I really liked the PvP in Wrath. I PvP'd a lot in Wrath of the Lich King, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like what they did with the gear and how they got rid of, resilience, and it came PvP power and PvP, all that crap. So I haven't really been playing PvP since Wrath, but the changes that they're doing for Legion look like fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm finally glad though, because the last 2 expansions they've been looking towards the new players, kind of like making the game easier for anyone to come play. But it seems like they're making the game more, well, like they said, more skill based now, which is better. Because I don't know, I've been getting sick and tired of anybody being able to just be great. I would rather find those good players. I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun, and it's something that I can get back into, and I don't have to worry. I can have my PvE gear, and I can just walk right into PvP and do it however I want, right? I don't have to worry about farming all the PvP gear to be able to be on a equal playing field as anyone else who's doing PvP. I can't do that right now.
That's why I don't PvP.
I
don't have the patience.
I prefer PvE, and if I got into PvP at the beginning of the expansion, I wouldn't have done any PvE because I wouldn't have had time. I'd be PvPing to keep up with the PvP. So I'm really happy about the changes that they're doing. I think it's going to be bringing out a lot more, a lot more players and people into the PvP scene. And I think it's also going to help with, they have a basic, like how they have it in Heroes, where you just have, everybody's on the same playing field, and one of the reasons why they're able to make an e-sport out of Heroes is that everybody's on the same playing field regardless of gear and whatnot. There is no gear, it's just talents.
There's no gear.
So I think the Heroes algorithm that they have and bringing it over to WoW is a really smart idea.
It is.
It's great. So that's
I was listening to another podcast that specializes in PvP, and yes, I know I'm not a PvP guy, but I like to hear them talk because they're very much regular folks, but they're very, very good though. And they were raving about this. So when I hear people like this, that I wouldn't consider them pro, but they PvP a lot. And when I hear them raving about this stuff, it makes me want to play.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I have hardly any achievements in game that relates to that, but I mean, and that shows how much I don't play. It makes me want to play more because everyone else is like, oh wow, this is going to be awesome.
You're going to bring more people into doing it, more people are going to enjoy it, and it's going to be on a level playing field. When I go into a BG, I'm not going to worry about getting my ass handed to me because somebody who's got 3,000 resilience and 3,000 PV power is going to one-shot me, even though I've got the best rating gear I can get.
It's definitely a much more welcoming thing now. PvP was always like that scary thing that, like, if you didn't do it, you're like, I don't want to delve into that. But now it's like, well, now I can if I really want to and not get destroyed.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I also liked Wrath, is that if you did PvE, you could buy the last season's PvP gear for it was emblems of valor, emblems of frost, and stuff like
Justice, or is it badges or whatever?
It was badges was CC. Then they brought out emblems, and then they brought out points. And
Yeah.
then
So yeah, they had emblems, and so each emblem, so an emblem of frost could get you wrath gear, emblem of valor could get you the blah, 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 blah. It started with an R.
relentless.
Relentless gear, and relentless was the set underneath wrathful.
Pre-wrathful.
It was the pre-wrathful gear. So you could go in. I could sit there and farm. I used to farm these all the time for these damn things, and now I can't even think of it.
Emblems of Triumph, POS, FOS.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Emblems of Triumph.
That would be for
Fire.
Furious gear, though.
No, Triumph was underneath Frost.
Yeah, which would have been Furious gear.
No, that was Relentless.
Relentless only gave you Frost gear. You couldn't buy Wrathful gear with points. You needed to actually.
Oh, that's
PvP.
right. So you could go in and get. So you'd buy, the pieces, but you could get a set by doing PvE, and you could have a set of PvP gear where you could go in and farm the honor and stuff like that, that way. So halfway through a season or halfway through the expansion, you could do your PvE stuff to get PvP gear to go and do PvP.
That can't be good. My graphics card just crashed.
Well, I can still see
Anyway.
you. So that's
Still look pretty good.
This isn't graphics.
It's not like mine where for some strange, stupid reason, I am pixelated crap.
Yeah. Well, it's not bad in the stream. The stream, you're not pixelated.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's just here. We can't see you very well. But no, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something and then I got interrupted by my graphics card crashing. We were just talking about. Oh, what I really wish they'd bring back was, like, we had Vault of Archivon and that other dungeon in the PvP zone for Cataclysm. But we used to have a dungeon where we could kill a boss and either get tier pieces or PvP pieces. And that was a really good way to do PvE and then get offsets or stuff like that for your PvP set or something like that. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. But
Yeah, I actually liked Winter Grasp a little more because I felt like
Wintergrass was like a PvE, PvP, I don't know how they call it.
yeah,
It's the servers
yes,
thing that they used to have. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Servers that they don't actually have like that anymore. We're old in the PvP. Warcraft.
Barrett and Hold.
Yeah, Bear didn't hold that.
I don't know if I was into it as much, only because it felt the same as the previous one, but I thought maybe the bosses might have been tuned a little bit too hard on purpose.
If your healers were
compared to
bad,
the other
those
ones
bosses,
before. Oh, yeah.
the ones from Baird and Hold, if your healers were not smart and debuffing people, you were gonna die.
I just, I think I like Intergrass more because it was the first time that I really PvP'd and you could shoot guns and be up on top of the tower and pick people off. It was awesome. It was fun. With Parrot and Hold, it was like, yeah, you can run around to all different areas and hold those. But I don't know if I felt the same sense of we have to hold the fort kind of thing, right? Or we need, to break in.
Everyone says Wintergrass has been the best PvP zone in WoW history, but I also probably agree with them. It was a really great zone.
Yeah.
Because Wintergrass was like, I don't know, it was just, I don't know. You could just go dick around in Wintergrass, like...
Can you guys hear my wife's TV?
Yes.
Very, very small.
Oh, very, very little.
Yeah.
Can you hear my wife's TV?
Nope.
Can you hear my wife's TV?
You don't have a wife.
No,
Do
I
you
don't.
have a
I don't. No, I don't. I don't even have it.
You're sad.
I am.
So in other news, because I know that we're in our news little thing here, Eric, anything special happening with Diablo? Got a release
Not really
date?
from last week. well, the release date I've already mentioned last was 28th for season 4.
Yeah.
I'm guessing season 3 is going to end as well. I don't know. They haven't said it, but from what they have gone with previous season endings, it was usually 4-ish days, 3 to 4 days before the next season came out. So I'm guessing in the next either tomorrow, Monday, or for sure Tuesday, the patch will be out.
Hey, Eric, your wife is ticked off at you.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, and then we got the TGT is gonna be coming out Monday-ish. So we'll. You guys, you don't play much Hearthstone, do you, Stone? You should, because it has Stone in it, so you should really.
I do a little bit, but that's usually when I'm laying in bed and I've got nothing to watch on my tablet and I'm trying to go to sleep and I'll play a couple of games. I really only play with Mage deck, just basic stuff. I picked up a deck. I don't know what you even want to call it, deck build from Blizzard Watch. I forget who it's from, but whoever that they have there, and it's actually worked out pretty good for me. But Hearthstone, I'm just like I'll do it once in a while, and it's like I'll play D3. I don't have StarCraft 2 because I know if I get that, I will be playing it a lot. It's just, and I know my self control.
Hey Stone, you want to know something? You want to know something? Their try is basically it's their matchmaking and everything else except the campaign. So you don't even have to buy it to actually play it.
So you can.
Yeah.
Can you play the entire game solo and watch all the storylines and the lore and all that stuff?
No, you're just the PvP part, like against other people. So it's something. So
more of a lore guy, man.
Yeah.
Just I mean when I played StarCraft 1, the Zerg grabs what's her facer and converts her into a queen. That's just it. And she comes back and like blows up. What was it, Char or something like that, or I don't know what the hell it was, but it was like it was awesome because it was just like War 2, except you had a third race and they all had their highs and lows, right? And it was such a wicked game. And I know if I play StarCraft 2, I am going to be so completely hooked in there. It's down at the bottom of my list, and I try not to look at it.
Well, thank you for the segue, because speaking about War 2 and RTSs, you hear about the War 4?
I think I mentioned this last week.
We did, but I'm really excited about that. I want there to be a war. Like,
I think there could be. I think there could be one. I think that World of Warcraft is still... Oh, nice.
Isn't that nice? You know what? Look at how much I got it for.
$1.50.
I got it for $1.50 at a thrift shop.
Holy cow!
Yes,
that's a steal.
That is a steal.
Like when I got Need for Speed Underground 2 for $1.99.
Reign of Chaos, Frozen Throne.
The game's worth
Battle
money
Chest.
now.
Wow. So I was really happy to see that. I got it, and I got it. I've been tempted to install it again and play it, but I've just...
We'll never see you again.
Exactly. You'll never see me again. I'll be in there and say, no.
It's like when Legion comes out, we'll never see you again.
No, you'll be there. You'll be there with me.
Until they fuck up Hunters, and then I'll be pissed.
You'll...
I'm just calling it. I'm calling it. Blizzard has hated Survival Hunters since the game has come out. They will...
Well, I kind of like that they're going to make them melee. I mean, to make it different.
I love it.
Right?
No, because back in Vanilla, they were melee. They were a melee spec. They were very bad for me. Yeah, they were a melee spec in Vanilla. In Vanilla. And then BC, you could sort of do it, but it wasn't a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
bows were just much better at that point.
Yeah.
And then it just completely removed it after Wrath of the Lich King. And I've just been very angry. And because Hunter was my very first class, and I miss it.
I had three warlocks when I first started playing WoW. I got 1 to 45, and then I played another one, and I played that one up to 30, and then my wife started playing Warcraft, so I went and leveled up another one. And so I had 3 warlocks that I was playing and leveling all 3 of them, and a druid.
Congratulations.
So, with the whole talk about Hunter melee survival changes, right? And then somebody brought up, well, maybe they should change some of the other specs. And I'm like, somebody brought up my Death Knight.
No, that was me.
Unholy.
That was me.
No,
that was me, and that's
Flames
actually
Death Knight.
that is actually going to be our round table tonight. So,
No.
1 second here. That's actually our discussion table tonight. It was me and Aura were talking about that on Twitter yesterday or the day before, and I've been bringing it up, and there's been a lot of talk about, people liking this idea, and you know what? That's great. I'm glad. So, with that, here's some funky ass music. Alrighty, so it's our round table. We're talking about stuff, mostly Warcraft. I'm glad you've been really good with the damn segues today, Stone. Holy crap!
I'm telling you, if my raid gets canceled every weekend, I am here if you need me.
That's why I was asking if you, when your raid days were the other days, because I wanted to start having you on the show a bunch more. So.
Indeed.
It's a lot of fun having you on here. That's why I was asking, if your raids ever get canceled, then you're here.
Thanks, man.
From now on.
From now on.
We own you now. You know that, right?
Except for when your other show is in, we'll get to that at the end of the show. We've got a little...
You need to have a podcast with Tristan. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's always been us 3. Tristan has never been here. It's weird. So... The roundtable this week, we're discussing with the changes that's going to be happening with hunters, how they're changing a bit with the rogues, as well as the priests. What are some things that either you hope don't happen, or in Stone cases, or in my case, do happen? And, what are some things you'd like to see? If do you think this is a good change that they're going to be bringing to Legion, or is it kind of, a bit of the same? So, with that, Stone, you've got some feelings, you've got some thoughts.
I have some feelings and thoughts. Okay, so I do like that Frost is going to be dual wield. Okay,
it should be always.
Yes, and I mean I've tried the class, and I don't know if I necessarily like how it flows, but that's just me, because I've always been the other spec with ghouls and all that kind of stuff, because I like that. I like having a melee class with a pet in there and undead and all that stuff. I mean, D2, I played the Necromancer, because you could raise up all the dead guys. It was awesome.
Necromancer, early levels, terrifying things.
But
level 8 Necromancer with 30 goddamn skeletons.
It was awesome. I mean, it really made you feel like I've got dudes. Okay, so
you did have dudes.
I like that. Now it's going to be dual wield versus two-handed, right? Honestly, I don't want to change the spec from a range spec, because actually then what would be the point of having a two-handed sword, right? So you kind of almost need to think of something else. Would you maybe give him a bow
Nope.
and
You
then they
give
can
them.
compete with hunters on bows because nobody else uses them,
Do,
right?
do you want to know what my thought of was with that?
What's relics again?
Nope.
Oh man.
Two-handed intellect maces.
When you have a mace though, it's melee,
Well,
right?
no, druids.
Well,
Druids,
although mages are back. They have the staff. Okay,
and they also have
sure,
swords and daggers. Do
yeah,
they come up?
sure,
So a two-handed mace, and
okay,
that's a paladin. That's
They do have an intellect two-handed mace, don't they?
yes, they do, and druids use
And
it,
yeah, and paladins
and paladins,
yeah.
and monks,
and shamans.
and shamans. So it's
That's
it's
Everybody.
it's
too many.
so it's not like it's gonna be it's something that's
Yeah, it's
out
not easy.
far out there, an intellect mace, but we only have one class that uses intellect plate.
Yeah, that I can agree is a problem. I was kind of surprised that they made the new hunter, like the new demon hunter class. I was kind of surprised it was going leather. I kind of thought it would be more plate because when you look at it, they look huge and
Or
big and
male,
bulky and stuff.
because
right?
only two classes use male.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Yeah, what was going on with Rogue?
Rogue, what they're gonna do is, so the three specs they want to have assassination deal with mostly basically poisons. And then you're gonna have combat, which is basically they want it to be like a pirate. You're standing there head to head, and they want
Like an MMA cage match.
yeah, and then they want subtlety to be ninja in and out of stealth all the time, like
Oh
not
man, it's
just
so fun.
that's the reason, one of the reasons, because I love subtlety, but it's never one of those specs that people are like, well, that's that's not very viable.
It used to be a top spec
Yeah.
in a certain patch for PvE, which blew my mind.
So
But
I just had a really crazy thought about the DK. What if they made Frost back to the tank spec and made Blood healing spec? They already have AoE like blood tap and stuff like that reduce damage and stuff like that. Why not have it so they do some damage to themselves to shield or heal other people? I don't know. I want to get some of these classes.
Isn't that blowing up the spec though? I mean, it's just completely blowing it up compared to what it was before. Because before, when it first came out, it was like it didn't matter what spec you were, you could tank, kill stuff, you're fine, right? And then they're like, no, you have to play it like this. So it kind of blew it up, and people were like, oh, what the hell, right? Wouldn't that do the same kind of thing? And do you think that there would not be backlash?
I think there will be backlash. But like I haven't touched a DK in 2 expansions because of what they did to DKs.
Wow.
I used to play Blood DPS.
And I was a two-handed Frost tank.
Okay.
Really rare, but I did it. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I could do AoE tank like a mother.
Yeah.
But then they just kind of dropped it and everything like that. I think blowing up the specs might be a good thing, like they're doing to hunters, like they're gonna do to what they're doing to priests as well.
What would be cool? You know what would be cool? Is if the classes that you think could potentially have 4 specs, like a druid, could get a 4th spec. Because, like...
Warlock tanking spec, Warlock tanking spec, Warlock tanking spec.
Because I don't know why, but I really like lightning. That's why I play shaman. But they have lightning bolt, and they're shooting lava, and it's like, eh. I want a goddamn lightning mage. I want a lightning mage. That would be so much fun. It would, like, everyone would probably argue with me, but like, oh, we have shamans, but I just want a lightning mage.
But the
No,
thing with the
That's
lightning,
why I love Diablo. I love Diablo because lightning wizards.
and that's why
Wonderful.
one of the reasons you like Guild Wars 2, right? Is you have your mage in there it's whipping lightning, like
Yes.
and that's the thing is it should be a melee. If they were going to do a battle mage, and that's basically
Lightning battle mage.
what it would be, and you can also that's also a spec that you can do in Rift is a lightning battle mage where they deal with lightning and they're up close and personal, and so you have the lightning, have it a channeled lightning, have a lightning whip, and infuse your blade with a lightning, and just go at it. I think
Like you could, because wizards, I mean, mages already use swords and daggers. So what they could do is just make an animation where the sword itself is covered by lightning and then creates a whip out of it.
I
They're done,
kind of
battle mage.
almost think that the arcane mage could be converted into a lightning mage,
it should have.
Hate Arcane. I
but
hate
but arcane is kind of boring.
It's so
Right?
boring.
The thing is,
Everyone's
Arcane should have been lightning because of the way that it builds up. So instead of the arcane blast, it should have been something like static blast or static shock, where
Shoot
you're
these
where
big bolts of lightning out of your hand, kaboom!
just a little bit
That'd be
more and a
awesome.
little bit more, and that's why at the end why you have such a build up, and then you just let it go. And instead of arcane missiles, you have channeled
Static
light,
charges.
channeled lightning.
or shock pulses,
Yeah.
like in Diablo, where they literally shoot balls of lightning.
But they need to. Sure, they're changing and bringing a lot of nostalgia and stuff like that with Legion, but I think they really need to shake up the classes a little bit to have them a little bit more fun to play. Have them a little bit more of a, if they're gonna have these class halls, where you have to, you're gonna be proud to be the spec, that you're proud to have this weapon, proud to be this class. I think that the classes need to have a little bit more flavor to them than what they have now.
They need to touch on enhancement shamans. Nobody plays them anymore.
They used to be
It's
so
either
much fun.
resto or elemental or get out. It's like, I love enhancement. The first
Well,
time I
I
met you
played
was
every
I was
once in
playing
a
an
while.
enhancement shaman.
Yeah,
I converted him from Alliance to Horde,
attaboy.
and now we've gone back to Alliance.
Oh, scumbags.
What are you talking about? I saw you on.
You were on Alliance the other day. Don't fucking.
What are you
I saw
talking
you.
about? Okay, so with me, I've got well, not this expansion, not yet. In Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria, I had a class on each faction maxed out, so I could, just because I had
The lore, I'm guessing.
nothing else to do. Well, I could have done that just on having one character on either side, but I did all of the classes just for giggles. And this expansion, it's not quite at that point yet, but I'm playing more. Well, besides the website and doing convert to raid and all that kind of stuff too, it's like my time has been split, so I haven't been able to level as many tunes up. By now, if I wasn't doing the other stuff, I probably would have.
Do you have a
So
character
yeah, I
CTR?
play characters on both realms. Yeah, I do. I've got one. He's like level 35.
Guess what?
Eight.
Guess what? Me and Eric have level 35 tunes there, and you're gonna level with us.
All right.
This is what I do.
Just another thing to add to my list to do.
Oh, well, I've got a
Alright.
website, and I work graveyards, and I understand. Like, I don't have as many tunes maxed out. I used to have everything maxed out. I had in Wrath I had 2 accounts maxed. I played everything all the time. Hey, do you need a healer? Oh yeah, we need a tank too. Okay, well I'll just alt tab and do both.
I don't think I haven't haven't been playing it as much as I have been in Kata in this. I think this expansion I've been playing a little bit less, just more because I've been focusing on getting gold with my main in my garrison. But it'll come there. It will come. How many do I have left? You guys keep talking. Let me check. I want to see how many I have. I gotta pull up my spreadsheet here.
Excuse me. One sec.
Bless you.
A little miss?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 level 100s. So I'm halfway there, I guess. And the other ones that are not level 100 are like 95, 98. Hey, like around there.
You can only have some of the pop if you're gonna go eat
I've
noodles.
got a bunch of 90s. That's what I have. Like, I had almost one of every class level 90 last expansion. This one I haven't really. I've got a level 91 monk, 90 DK, and I got 200s warrior shaman, and I've got 90 warlock, 90 hunter, 90 pally, and that's it.
So, going back to the round table thing, what's one spec that either of you would like to see completely changed? Any class, but one spec.
I can already tell you what Ryan wants changed. He wants demo lock as a demon tank.
That's all They were really close with doing it.
Right at the end of Kata.
Right at the end of Kata. They literally
had tanking abilities.
They had the tanking abilities, they had the glyph to do it and everything like that, and they were so close, and then they just took it out.
I don't know why.
I don't know why, and it's not just me that wants this. Every single warlock
in the warlock community
wants to be able to do this. It's something that we've been asking for forever. And it's not hard to do. They had the glyph to do it. All they had to do was do a couple tweaks to some of the talents when you had this glyph. They could even change it into a fourth spec. Change how they have with
Guardian and Feral.
But they were so close to being able to do it. I was able to tank with my Voidwalker and Wrath of the Lich King. I was doing 5-mans tanking with my Voidwalker. That's how you did at the beginning of Wrath of the Lich King. That's how you did 3 Drakes up on Obsidian Sanctum, is you had a Warlock going and tanking it because they couldn't be AoE'd.
Okay.
So I don't understand why they took that out, and I think it would be something that would be really good, which would be a lot of fun, and bring a little bit more, flavor to that. It's the reason why I'm going to be rolling a Demon Hunter. Isn't to DPS. It's so I can still feel like a Warlock and tank. That's the only reason I'm going to be doing it, is because they haven't given me that option, and that being able to do it as a Warlock.
We're going to have lots of tank classes now, right? That'll be the 5th. We have Warrior, Paladin, Death Knight, Monk.
Warrior, Paladin.
And it'll be...
yeah.
So that'll be the 5th.
I've always wanted my melee hunter back. Since they're already doing that, I have to pick something else. I just, like I said, lightning wizard, but I could deal without that. Like, whatever. I don't play mage. I can still stick with fire, and I like that too much anyway to ever get rid of that. But I really want them to do something with enhancement shamans. Because it's a good spec.
I muted myself.
Nobody wants to play it because elemental is always superior in every single way. And if they're not playing elemental, they're healing or playing another class. If they want to up in personal fast DPSing melee class, they're going to play either a Fury Warrior or a combat rogue. It's
I don't think that the viewers would really like that, Kifara. You may, Julie might, but I don't know. I can poke myself in strip, so.
I was just
So
looking at that now.
So Julie, she actually messaged me on Facebook here, asked a question for us. What's the easiest class if someone was going to play to max out and get really good who's new to the game, and which one would us people suggest?
The easiest Hunter.
Yeah,
East Mastery Hunter.
But
Like-
but to be able to get good at, like, there's a lot of people.
Good at. I don't know. It's like WoW
Well,
is
that's
right now is
subjective.
WoW is in a
So-
position with these last couple expansions that you only get good at something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, I can play something all day long, but if I'm not gonna enjoy playing it, I'm not gonna bother getting good at it. You gotta find that one. Like what I say, it's not exactly the best way to do it, but level up as many classes as you can to level at least 15 and do a dungeon. I know you're not going to have that many abilities, but just try it. You might like it.
Yeah.
Whatever one piques your interest the most, stick with that one. Most classes nowadays can solo anything. Like everyone dungeons anyway nowadays to get fast levels, and questing it, you have heirloom gear, and you just, even without heirloom gear, questing is super easy.
The other suggestion I have is, because with the starter edition with WoW, is just download the starter edition, get a class up to 20. You can change the specs, you can go and do a couple dungeons, and you can see if you like it. If you don't, that way you're not wasting your money leveling up.
Can you run a 5-man with the trial?
Yeah, you can do
Yes,
RDF.
You can, and you can PvP too.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can get up to level 20. You can see what it's like and find what you like and go from there.
I've seen people with starter edition accounts with full blown heirlooms because they've managed to farm out the stuff for it. Now, it was back when there was no pants or cloaks and stuff like that. But back when you could get shoulders and chest piece and weapon from PvP, I saw people with starter edition counts that made level 19 twinks. They just played on a starter edition count.
So, yeah. So yeah, that was a question. Those were answers.
There were a lot of weird, different answers.
Yeah.
There were answers.
So Stone, what about you? What's a spec that you would have changed?
That I would change. Honestly, I would go one of the rogue specs because I do, although they are doing it. So I do like combat rogue only because I like when I do melee, I'm right up in somebody's face and just pop, 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 right? And when I roll a mage, when I roll anything that's ranged, it's the way I think. I'm always right up in there, even though I don't need to be. And I mean, it doesn't affect anything, but, you know, typically range people should be back because there's some things that hit range. So I have to always remind myself, oh yeah, just sit back and pew pew versus get right up there in somebody's junk and hack and slash, right?
Well,
so, but a spec, I just, you know, I'm going through them all. Pallies, they're fine. Mages, I think Arcane could use some tweaks, but it's not as see the thing that bugs me is that when you have specs, so when you have classes that have specs that are similar, so rogues, right, where I wouldn't include combat, but when you include subtlety and assassination, the changes they're going to make with what you've said, yeah, now it makes it a little bit more where it is different. Okay, good. Shamans, it is different. You know, I honestly, I don't know if I could pick one. I don't know, man.
I think it's funny that you take a look back at Vanilla and Burning Crusades and stuff like that, and the people that were griping on these hybrid classes where all they had to do, like, you take a look at a paladin, and for the longest time, when you brought a paladin, they sat there and they buffed and buffed and buffed and buffed, and that's what they did throughout the raid. You know, these hybrid classes are now the ones that people are enjoying more because they can go from spec to spec and have completely different game things. I find it, you know, curious that's you know, that's how we're going to be, is, you know, we want all these classes to have a hybridish spec that, you know, when you're doing something, you can, if you want to change, you don't have to go and change a class. You can just change the spec.
So I just had a brain explosion here. So you know how we were talking about warlocks and demonology being a tanky class? What if they did the same thing with priests disco? I mean, you're gonna throw up bubbles on yourself. You could infuse yourself with the light, and I mean it's a bit of a reach, but then you'd have another cloth class to compete for tanky stuff too.
In Wrath of the Lich King, you could tank as a discipline priest. If you because discipline had so much absorbed back in Wrath that as long as you had like a hunter and a rogue putting their misdirect and whatever the tricks and trades on you, and you were able to hold that threat, you couldn't die.
Well, when it came to Wrath of the Lich King and other classes being able to tank that weren't supposed to, is you had the magical number of 540, and that was your defense cap. And now you can't
I remember that.
You can't enchant for defense, you can't gem for defense, you can't do stuff like that. So when you take a look, oh, I'd love to do that, you can't do it anymore.
You can make any class a tanking class back then.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was awesome.
But
it was
shaman tanks were a real thing back in BC and vanilla.
Yeah.
Back when Rockbiter literally caused threat.
And remember when they were going to do that in Cataclysm too, the one Rockbiter went back to its...
They brought back threat with Rockbiter, and then they just took it away.
Blizzard.
God damn it. They do it on purpose. They must do it. They know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're just going to give it to them and then take it away.
Maybe we'll bring it back for another expansion. You know, we'll see. So, another little question. So, Chris Metzen. We all know who Chris Metzen is.
Who's that guy?
Kidding. He promised a moose.
No, he didn't promise the moose. It was Greg Street did.
Oh, that's right.
Greg
Street. Sorry, my bad. Not Chris Metzen. My bad. I apologize, Chris Metzen. You're not a filthy little...
Greg Street, I know I would curse him all the time. Anytime we wiped.
Greg Street promised a moose.
Hey,
Keep that moose.
We got a moose. Did you see that the moose can fly?
Yep. And it's got glowy feet.
Yeah, glowy feet, and it can fly.
Now, this is what's going to make everything interesting, because we're all Canadian. We know what kind of damage a goddamn moose can do. Other people, like, I've talked to people that live in the U.S. and like, oh man, if I saw a moose, I'd run up and pet it. I'm like, no. You wouldn't.
A moose,
you don't want to go near it.
You see a moose,
it will destroy you.
You see a moose, you run as fast as you just...
You have a better chance fighting off a family of grizzly bears than one moose.
Yep.
Mainly because you can't outrun a moose. You can outrun a bear.
You have, 1.5 tons of muscle that's just...
Oh, it's pure beef. Just gonna take
Mooses
you out.
defy gravity. They can walk up 80-degree hills.
But
can you do that?
It doesn't look like a moose. It looks more like a reindeer with moose antlers.
And
but because they don't have the big hump on them. But the unfortunate thing with that is I'm not going to be riding a moose. Because you're
going to be riding that terrifying looking...
Oh my god, I can't wait for that. Oh,
What?
The collector's edition of Legion.
Oh, it's Oh, I don't think that looks good. I mean,
He
okay.
loved
Listen. I'm sorry, dude, but when we
You,
go
sir,
kill it in
you,
raid,
sir, are wrong. You, sir, are wrong.
we kill those things in raid, and it's like they're skinny ass with spikes coming out of their head. And it's like, how do you ride that?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
I mean, I think it looks okay, but to have it as a mount,
I'm just gonna be so happy
Sure.
as a warlock. I'm gonna have, because you also get
Yeah.
the fell hunter pet too. So you get the fell
as
hunter
a
mount,
warlock, I can see
the
that.
fell
for
hunter
sure.
pet, and then you can summon a fell hunter, and I'm just gonna be riding around being like, yes,
So
And
I
you're
found
just gonna
way
have
to
a
piss you
transmog
off.
that you're covered in bones.
exactly.
I found a way to piss you off, huh? Great.
It's no.
You write
it's-
that down somewhere.
No, he just everything warlock.
I
is down
love
to the score.
warlocks. Like, it's just, they're my favorite. It's purple and green are my two favorite colors too, and it's just like, I haven't rolled a warlock on the alliance side yet because I look at each class and I'm like, you're not warlocky. You're not warlocky. The only thing
You mean race?
yeah, each race. And the only,
Oregon's the only thing close
yes,
to
I
warlocky,
know, but
sort
I
of.
don't want to go through that starting area.
I know. I've never made a goblin because I don't want to go through that 13-hour goddamn starting area.
I just did the starting
And
area for
I
the
made
pound
one
iron.
panda. Never again.
I did another one.
You're dumb.
I'm married.
You're dumb.
There's not much of a difference, but
I'm assuming she's not listening.
And,
oh no,
what?
she's within earshot. She is like 10 feet away from me.
Well, she's probably laughing.
No. They're saying that I'm dumb, and I said no, I'm married. You hear that? I have nowhere to run. I'm in a walk-in closet here.
It's couch time for you, buddy.
Oh, that's all right. Hold on a second. Come here. Little Miss wants to say hello.
Oh, hello.
You can wave.
Hello.
Okay,
Jazz
so
hands.
go listen to Mom, okay? That's all she's wanted to do is come say hi. So, yeah, she's wanted to come say hi for she's come in and talked to me like 3 or 4 times and just, can I say hi? Can I say hi? Can I say hi? So,
Usually when my kids come around and they can see themselves on the camera, all that they do is start jumping up and down.
yeah.
Oh, dudes. What are you doing? So that's why whenever I'm on, I'm like, I gotta lay it down. I'm like, okay, be
I've
quiet.
never caught your son on camera though. Always your daughter.
Yeah, always my daughter. Never my son. He's 9. He's a little
Shy?
bit small. No, he's 9 and smart and knows not to come and bug me while Dad's doing a show. So, something that I suggest people to do is read the Call of the Ancients archive. It's the 3 books about Illidan and Malfurion and the tree and all that kind of stuff, especially
Is that
before
the-
Legion.
Is that the war? Like
Yeah,
does that
War-
detail the war and
Yeah, it's the War of the Ancients trilogy.
Oh.
I really highly suggest reading it, especially with the incoming stuff that's for Legion. I think there's going to be a lot of tie-ins with that. So if you haven't, get a move on reading those, because I think it's going to help you.
Christy Golden is writing she's writing a book, right?
Yeah, but she's writing a book about the movie.
Yeah.
She's writing
I thought you're right.
she's writing a precursor for the movie and not for Legion, but I think the Legion is going to have a lot of tie-ins with, because it has the whole story about the World Tree, the Emerald Dream, and all that kind of stuff. Once I'm done reading it, if you haven't read it, either of you, I will ship it to you, and you can read it. They're good reads. I'm reading them again, so those are things. With that, it's about time to wrap it up here tonight. Believe it or not, it's already been an hour and a half.
Yeah, time flies.
Time flies.
Sorry, I yap a lot.
No, it's great. It's been awesome.
It's great to have a conversation.
we've kind of been lacking on a bit of conversation lately. There hasn't been a lot to talk about, or not everybody's.
Well, the past couple of weeks it's just been like pure news. So we've been having to focus on our schedule, right? Like keep this going next. What's going to happen next? Now it's just like,
okay, we can sit back, relax, talk a little bit more, not just plug news for
13 years.
for an hour and a half. So it is what it is. With that, we've come close to the end of the show here. I've got a little excerpt at the end of the show that I'm going to play, so please stick around for that. Eric, where can people find you in this place of people wanting to find you, of not really wanting to talk to you because you don't talk on Twitter?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Gosh.
We
I
tweet
hate
you,
Twitter.
we at you, and you're just like, nope, not having none of it.
Well, I don't even have I'm never on my computer anymore. I haven't been on my computer in the last 4 days except for today.
Put it on your phone, man.
I don't have my phone is literally at my phone for the last couple of days has been like, you need to get stuff off of me before I kill myself.
So
It's like,
you want to see what's awesome?
no, yes.
Fallout phone.
What the?
I've been really wanting to get the Fallout app, but I can't put it on my phone. I don't have any more room.
Yeah. So yeah, you can, as you can see, Eric's at Brosama. You can attempt to bug him there. If not, you can go to the Facebook.
best place to find me ever is just BattleNet, in pure honesty.
Or Facebook. He's on the
Wanna
Facebook
go-
page too. And you can find that at facebook.com/The Richter Scale. We usually post. I for some reason forgot to post that we're doing a podcast tonight there, but I will post it there. Last week's episode is still getting rendered. I had to take 2 episodes, get all the audio from both of them, and put them together because the audio cut out halfway through. So episodes 9 is I'm having a little bit of a problem trying to get that uploaded, but it will be up. You'll find this one up on here, on what's that thing, Stitcher, and anywhere else you can find podcasts. Also, you can find us at therichterscale.com, where we will be posting stuff. Eric's going to be posting stuff about D3 and the patch as it comes out.
I will be going AWOL. Or is that the right? I don't know.
No, you're not going to
I'll
be
be
going
going
AWOL.
nuts.
He's going to be going nuts and talking about it. And with that, Stone, where can people find you? What's you want to tell us what's happening?
Can I tell you what's happening?
You can tell us what's happening. I heard a little birdie say that you got something.
Thank you very much. We are doing a podcast. It's only once a month because I don't think we quite have enough stuff to talk about to do it every week. But we're going to do it once a month. It's a podcast basically about the Iron Man Challenge, anything about that stuff. So basically any WoW news that comes out, how will it apply? So for instance, we've got 6.2.2 coming out soon, and flying. On your Iron Man, you cannot earn flying on your Iron Man character. Does that mean that you're allowed to use it? Stuff like that. Okay, so it's just there to help people that love the challenge get more from it and get more from our website. I'm hosting it with Lita, who is she's slumming it with me because I when I asked her to co-host, she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, I couldn't believe it because
isn't she the one that's got the most level 100s from it? I was on your website the other day. I saw someone that's going crazy with all the level 100s.
Yeah,
she's like a retired doctor or something.
Hera Sky has 2 characters that are level 100, but one of them has hit the Iron Max 3 times. So like once in Cataclysm, once in Mist and now in Warlords, and then another character that did it in Cataclysm and Warlords. So it's like 5 times on 2 different characters.
insane.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
So
and Lita's
we're gonna host it like once a month. Lita does a lot of podcast hosting. She's on
Control Alt WoW.
Control Alt WoW, Geektopia with Ben Bumhofer. I like saying Bumhofer.
Yeah.
We're children.
She's also on Corpse Run Radio, and she has her own podcast, Behind the Avatar. And it's not just her coming along, but you guys, everyone that we've asked to help has been like, absolutely. Like, it's just been insane how much people will help you, and that's why that's why I said to you over Twitter as well. Anytime, let me know. I love to be able to give back because I've taken so much, right?
It's the community, right?
Yeah. So again, we're just doing a podcast once a month. Our first show is actually a week from today. It is Saturday, August the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it will be streaming live. Oh my God, live! I don't know what I'm going to do. At ConnectCast.
You're live right now.
Yeah,
I know, it's freaking me out.
It's really it's nice.
It's not like our first couple podcasts were offline, and then like our first couple onlines were kind of weird.
Now, like
normal now.
Be honest, I find going live and having a chat room too. It makes it different. It makes it feel like, okay, we're on and let's go, and not okay, stop and then start to record. Okay, stop and then start to record and then edit stuff out. No, just go. So we're not doing Twitch, not yet, because I still have issues with Twitch. So we're doing connectcast.tv/stone. That's it. You can find me at Wow Challenges, like it says on my Twitter, on my thingy there on the screen that I'm looking at.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to wait where there.
Right it is there. Right there, you can see the mouse going underneath.
There.
You know what? We'll do this right here. This is him, right there. There we go.
Because again, Skype is the opposite, and on the stream it looks good. It's the way it's supposed to be. There we go. Anyways, sorry for being a bozo, and thank you for having me on.
There we go. We'll just do that there. Makes it all better.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just all over the place.
So, stay tuned for the end of the show here. I've got their little adverb. I hopefully got it right properly this time. Last time it cut out a little bit, so I got to go in and edit. But
yeah, it's a little tiny bit.
A tiny little bit. It said, so it was tone. It didn't have the first little.
Look at the stone right in the middle. Sorry.
So that'll be a thing there, and we will be back episode 11 next week. Tristan may be back. He may not. We will see. Stone, you're welcome to come in if you are around. Just let me know if you're rating and. This thing here, this Richter scale podcast, that will change into your face. That'll be your face instead of.
I see. I'm like, what are you talking
We'll
okay,
move that. We'll move that to the middle, and yeah, so that'll be a thing. So for all of us here, thanks for joining, thanks for listening, and like I said, stay tuned for the end of the podcast. Music bumpers for this podcast are brought to you by purpleplanet.com. If you would like any bumpers, stingers, anything like that, take a look at them. Awesome people, awesome place to get all of your stuff. Again, find us at twitch.tv/Richter every Saturday. The podcast is twitter.com/The Richter Scale. I'm at Mr. Rhino. He's at Brosama. Tristan, he'll tell you next week, because his isn't up this week. And Stone's at WoW Challenges. And that's it for us. Thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Out.
Hi, this is Lita, and we're from the WoW Challenges podcast. We talk about all things WoW Challenges.
Hi, this is Stone.
Hi, this is Lita, and we're from the WoW Challenges podcast. We talk about all things WoW Challenges, Iron Man, Bloodthirsty, and Pacifist.
Come catch our first show live on Saturday, August the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern at connectcast.tv/stone.